Nicki Minaj versus Drake.
Nicki Minaj, bro, what? It's kind of like no debate, but I would be mad as shit because a lot of the songs I like with Nicki got Drake on them.
So you want to go to a Nicki Minaj show with Drake as a special guest?
Yes, he's her opener.
What?
Brackets on brackets. We tryna get to these brackets. We flipping through all of these hits and these classics. Sometimes don't know which one to pick when it happens. We mixing and matching. We listening and trying to get brackets. Complex brackets.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Complex Brackets. I'm your host, Brian B.Dot Miller. Festival season is back, and with more attention on live shows than possibly ever before, who better to join us than a bright young star who knows how to tear up a stage? Please welcome Rico Nasty. What's good, Rico?
What's up, guys?
I'm chilling, I'm good. Now, as I mentioned, Rico, your live show is something special to witness. What is your criteria for a good live performer?
They never look out of breath, and they're always having fun.
How do you maintain your stamina while you're on stage?
I go to the gym.
Oh, okay.
I go to the gym at least 3 times a week now. Because I noticed, like, I would get off stage and I'm not necessarily winded, but, like, my body just feels like I just got hit by a truck because I've been sitting on the couch. I don't do, I'm not working anything out. So a lot of times I wouldn't necessarily look winded, but I would be hella, like, cramped up, like, mid performance. Every performance stage, you know what you see? You always see a ton of water.
Yeah.
So a rookie in it, I'm like, oh, water, I'm thirsty. And my stomach is just like, oh my God, what are you doing? I rarely drink on stage. The most I'll do is like swish it in my mouth. Like.
Okay, Rico. Well, we have you here as an expert, and we want to get your take on who is the best live performer in the game right now. You ready?
All right, let's go.
All right, let's do it. For our first matchup, we got Travis Scott versus Lil Uzi Vert.
Well, I think that Travis does an amazing job at making a show like a show. He'll have the stage design, he'll have the lighting, he'll have, the amazing shit going on the screen. And I definitely pay attention to that because a lot of times when you see Travis, you're not close enough to actually enjoy his presence. I went to Astroworld and it was fucking amazing, 10 out of 10.
He had a roller coaster that's crazy.
Not even just that, but the branding with everything was A1. The storyline given before certain songs and all of that ties into a great performance. Like when you think Beyonce, right? You think like the whole package is not just having fun. Okay, so Lil Uzi. I love Lil Uzi. I was just in a Lil Uzi mosh pit. I would consider Uzi to be one of the people who you know what you're going for.
Right.
I'm going to have to go with Travis Scott.
Okay.
It's the brand for me. But Uzi, I know every song by heart. Like, I'm not even, like, Uzi, I love you.
It's got to be the brand for Rico. All right, well, Travis Scott, we're going on to the next round. Rico, let me get your thoughts on this. Playboi Carti versus Trippie Redd.
I feel like people are going to watch this and feel like we're comparing music. We are comparing
live performances right now.
Like, I love Trippie. Like, I love him. I love his music. Honestly, I can't really speak on this if we're being serious. I've never seen Trippie perform live.
Really?
I've seen Cardi perform live. I've never seen Trippie perform live. So I might be a little biased. But since I love his music and I know how his projects be like, I know his performance is going to be all hits.
Right.
So I love Trippie for that. He's also really amazing with the brand. But if we're talking Playboi Carti, we just saw what he did at Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
My favorite memory of a Playboi Carti show is, I don't remember where it was, but I remember he like brought out like chapstick and he was like hella late and he walked on the stage hella slow. He puts his chapstick on, dramatically slow, puckers his lips, throws it in the crowd, and all you hear is and then I'll never forget it. So Playboi Carti.
All right, well, Playboi Carti slides to the right. We got to go to a Trippie show together then, Rico.
We really do now.
Let's do it. Next matchup we got Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj's performance, like, it was in a completely, like, my favorite ones were in a completely different era than we are today. So you can't compare the two. Like, you can't compare the way Super Bass being performed made me feel versus Cardi B's music now making me feel. Like, I was, like, 13. Like, that will never compare. Like, watching the music videos, the pink hair, everything was pink. I'm just like, as a little girl, something I could never forget, and I think that is why she is the queen. But Cardi, I've seen so many of Cardi performances, and one thing I will say is that she knows how to put on a performance. Like, she really does not put the whole band into it, put the set design into it. But
what about Cardi B? She's also performing pregnant too.
That's a completely different bracket because you put it like that.
Right.
Technically, that's not fair because Nicki only has one kid, and now Cardi is about to do it again. So she's doing this by choice. She must have had fun. I know me when I was pregnant, girl, I couldn't even walk 3 steps. So definitely shout out to Cardi for that. Those VMA performances, the Grammy performances, like that with Nicki Minaj and me, it's like, it's embedded in me. And I love Cardi too, but that's like my culture. That's like what I grew up on. Like,
so Nicki Minaj is your pick?
Yeah, Nicki Minaj is my pick.
All right. Nicki Minaj goes on to the next round. Rico, this is getting spicy. What do you think about Drake versus Kanye West? I feel like you've been to both of their shows too.
I've never been to either one of their shows. No. Hold on. Kanye West, I performed on Earl Sweatshirt's set at Camp Flog Gnaw. Kanye West came out with Kid Cudi, performed Pursuit of Happiness. I cried the whole set. Most beautiful thing I've ever experienced.
Really? Wow.
But like I said though, it's the songs that I grew up on. Like hearing Pursuit of Happiness after I had just performed with Earl Sweatshirt, and I used to draw that shit on my clothes. It's just like full circle. Like, I really was so proud of myself, and I was with all my friends, and it was a very vulnerable moment. Like, trust me, I'm not just going around crying on acid every day. But now Drake, oh my God, Drake. I love Drake so much. And I just feel like if I was at a Drake show, like, the people would make it fun.
What do you think about Kanye West performing with the mask on and things like that?
I think that Kanye is a very, very, like, he cares about the way he's perceived. And I mean that in a gentle way. Like, he really does care the way that we talk about him. So I feel like he wanted people to listen to the music and not be just like, oh, he might have had a pimple. And they're just, oh, that's a pimple, instead of worrying about the album. So I'm for the wave. I performed with a mask on when I had a pimple before. So I'm sorry, Kanye is giving me church vibes. Like I said, I'm gonna have to go with Drake because I know the people that they're gonna make my hotline bling. You know?
Okay, well, it's Drake for Rico, and Drake goes on to the next round. Next up to bat, we got Young Thug versus Kendrick Lamar.
Oh my God, this is hot and steamy right now.
It is. I mean, to be fair, Kendrick Lamar's been kind of quiet for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I've never seen a Kendrick performance, but I've seen Thug in London.
Wow. What was the reaction like in London versus America?
Same. This is an icon. Do you understand me? Like, it's not even like, that was one of the moments, because I was touring over there at the time. That's when I realized, like, wow, like, this shit is bigger than what I thought it was. Like, it was very inspiring to see that. And I think that's Young Thug's whole entire thing that's his brand. Inspiration. Put goes on, and I love that. So we're gonna go with Thug.
All right, Young Thug International goes on to the next round. Next up to bat, we got A$AP Rocky versus Kid Cudi.
All right. This doesn't mix. This is not the same. This is not. Kid Cudi should have been with, like, he should have been with the Kanyes, the Drakes. Like, the catalog of music here, like I said, nostalgic. Like, that is a whole other ballgame compared to A$AP. Like, A$AP is like, we still talking to mosh pits. It's more of a rowdy type of vibe. I love the A$AP brand, though. I love the way he makes shit look.
A$AP brings the mob on stage. It's a vibe, right?
The mob, it's the clothes. It's like, you know, one thing about A$AP that I will say, it doesn't matter what hiatus he will take or break. Yeah. His shows never miss. So that's bucket list for me. So I'm gonna have to go with A$AP Rocky. Okay,
A$AP Rocky slides to the left. Next up, we got Denzel Curry versus Megan Thee Stallion.
First of all, you cannot compare these two. You could have put me against Denzel Curry, and I would have definitely beat him. But I love Denzel.
Right.
He does have shows similar to mine though, as far as like mosh pits and shit.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm gonna know every song on the.
It's the knees. I mean, she's twerking, she's popping and locking.
Don't dumb it down to just that. Let's literally talk about the set list here. Yes. It would never, every song that she played, we would know word for word.
That's a fact.
I love a performance like that.
So we go with Megan?
Yeah, we go with Megan. Hands on my knees, shaking ass with my thought shit.
That's what I'm talking about. We go with Megan Thee Stallion. Goes on to the next round. And for our final matchup in the first round, we got Tyler, the Creator versus Lil Baby.
Oh my God, Lil Baby is one of the hottest rappers out.
Yes.
He is literally, I don't know anyone who doesn't listen to Lil Baby. And I feel like it happened like in a week span. Everyone was like, it's like he's a religion at this point.
Yes.
He has a lot of time to grow. I love that one performance he did when he was like speaking up against police brutality.
That was really good.
Like, I think that people should not put that man in a box. I feel like he's capable of doing a lot of amazing things with his brand, with everything he does at his shows. I really like, I'm keeping an eye on him, but he's very new.
Yeah.
Tyler was like one of the, this is my favorite artist. I'm biased. I can't even help myself. Thick and thin, I know every song.
Do you have a favorite Tyler, the Creator performance?
Yeah, but it's like really old.
I mean, we had the one at the Grammys where he brought out Boyz II Men and Charlie Wilson during the Igor run. And then, of course, he had a BET performance with the big fan. And
if we're picking those two, I'm definitely going to go with the Igor run.
Yeah.
Because the fan one, like, I just felt like watching that as a fan, like, watching the BET performance, I was just like, finally. Like, my favorite performance of him is really crazy. It's not even like a performance you can find, but he performed Yonkers at the Fillmore, I think in 2000 and, don't quote me on this, 2012, I believe, or 2011.
It's early Tyler.
Yeah, and my friend that was older than me got in the show. I was too young to get into the show. So those videos that she took are my I ever saw. That's like when I first started wanting to sneak out and go to like shows.
There you have it. So Tyler, Creator goes on to the next round. And there we have it, our Elite Eight. So Rico, with festivals and concerts starting to reemerge, what was it like for you to go so long without performing? Like when you got back on stage, did you appreciate it even more?
Yeah, it was depressing. It was one of those moments where when I got on stage, I had to have a talk with myself. I had to like, everybody feels the same way that you feel. Do not get on this stage and cry. Everybody misperforming.
Right.
Don't be, because I was about to cry. Like when I first got to Rolling Loud, I was like really rushing.
Yeah.
I did a lot of, and I had to go straight to the stage. I couldn't even see my dressing room or nothing. So.
How long did you go without performing?
It's been since the entire live performance.
Yeah.
The entire pandemic.
Wow.
It's been like what, almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
But I think for me, Rolling Loud was like the most heartwarming. Like I felt like I have a purpose again. Blah blah blah.
Were you able to work on your performance during that time off?
I think what it was during the time off was that I started going to the gym.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I started like making sure that I wasn't just laying around being a couch potato. Because I started seeing myself like when I'm playing with my kid and I'm running around, I'm winded. And I'm like, wow, I haven't done a show in like 3 months.
So what did it feel like for your first time back on that stage?
I didn't even break a sweat. It was like a roller coaster. Like I was legit nervous before I got on, shaking my legs like, wow. Oh my God, what the.
That's a great feeling. Okay, let's get into our Elite Eight. First up, we got Travis Scott versus Playboi Carti.
I don't know. Like, Travis is just an icon. All of his shows are like, if you don't go, you feel so left out.
Yeah, Travis Scott shows is like, if you missed it and then you see it the next day on Instagram or YouTube, you're like kicking yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Travis.
All right, Travis Scott goes on to the next round. And for our next matchup, we got Nicki Minaj versus Drake.
Nicki Minaj. It's kind of like No Debate, but I would be mad as shit because a lot of the songs I like with Nicki got Drake on them.
So you want to go to a Nicki Minaj show with Drake as a special guest?
Yes, he's her opener.
What?
Love Nicki Minaj. Like, bro, what? If she performs Seeing Green, I'm gonna be putting in green context in the middle of the dance floor. Like,
Bet. All right, well, Nicki Minaj goes on to the next round. Next up to bat, we got Young Thug versus A$AP Rocky.
Where? Hold on.
This is not my fault. This is your fault, Rico.
Cause I'm gonna go with Young Thug.
You going Young Thug still?
I feel like I'm talking to one of my friends. Like, bro, we need to go to that stage right now. The stages be like hours of private, and you normally have to pick like We about to go see it. I'm gonna go see Young Thug. I'm sorry.
Well, it is what it is. Young Thug goes on to the next round. And for our last matchup, we got Megan Thee Stallion versus Tyler, the Creator.
Megan, Megan, you know I love you, Megan. I ride for you, Megan. Like, it's borderline obsessed at this point, Megan. I love you so much. You're the coolest person ever. I would know all the songs, and I would have so much fun. But Tyler performs like 3 times a year, bro. Like, niggas never do shows for real. Like,
right.
Gonna have to go with Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler.
But Megan, I'm gonna wear your merch to the Tyler show.
Oh man, those Tyler shows are crazy. Well, Tyler, the Creator, slides to the left, and there we have our final 4. Now, Rico, there's an ongoing debate between rappers performing over vocal tracks versus instrumentals. What's your stance?
You should know how to do both.
Really?
Funny enough for me, so many people think that I use like the vocal tracks, but I've done so many shows without them. And I only say this to say because I just did shows at Lala and I did Rolling Loud. I was using the vocal tracks because like I haven't performed, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't sit around listening to my own music all the time. Some of those songs I forgot, and when I'm doing like rehearsals, it sounds weird when you don't have the voice, like the voiceover playing, because it's just nothing and people could hear if you f***ed up. So I just know I have to be extra loud and add more personality when you have that. Like I call those like the voice tracks are like training wheels, bro. Like, but when you're doing anything live, like television, you should not be using that.
What about for festivals too? Like, cause you know, rappers are like basically rhyming over their own CD.
For festivals, I feel like, this is just me, it depends on what time your set is.
Really? Timing?
Timing is everything. Like, if I'm gonna perform at 3:00 in the afternoon, the festival started at 1, I'm using the bare, like my actual voice, because I want them to hear me. I want to be able to build that relationship and have them know, like, because that would be a newer crowd. That would be like earlier in the day. They probably are. That's how you build repertoire. You know, that's how you. She knows how to put on a show. That's how you win people over. You can't win people over with your thingies playing in the background, because believe it or not, the echo sometimes it sounds ridiculous from the crowd.
And so for the rappers that don't got their wind up, they could come to the gym with you, right?
I'm like super self-conscious.
I don't believe that, Rico. We're gonna go to our final 4. First up, we got Travis Scott versus Nicki Minaj. We had to narrow it down.
Now this is clearly what I'm picking against. Now we're picking childhood nostalgia.
Yes.
Over getting my rocked and probably trampled, which is something I love. Like, Nicki, you're probably what I'm gonna listen to do my makeup for this Travis Scott show, for sure. I love a good mosh pit.
Yes. You're not gonna get a mosh pit at a Nicki Minaj show. I
pray to God every night that I'm the person that gives Nicki Minaj her first mosh pit. Do you understand the pain those kids would be so, their bodies would, like, it wouldn't even be logical what would happen. But that is like a dream of mine, is to do that with her, like, to just be like, Nicki, say open that shit up, and she just do, because all she ever has to do is say open that shit up.
Well, listen, dreams come true, Rico. We can make that happen.
I'm gonna have to go with Travis, but Nicki Minaj, I love you more than anything in the world.
Okay, Astro World goes on to the next round. And for the last one we got, Young Thug versus Tyler, the Creator.
Oh, man.
That's tough. I see the wheels turning, Rico.
Because I'm a Taurus, and I'm so stubborn sometimes. And I'm stuck with Tyler this whole time, but I had no idea you guys put him up against Thug.
Rico, if you had $100, your last $100, where are you going to spend it? At a Tyler, the Creator show or a Young Thug show?
At a Tyler, the Creator show. Really cool stuff. I'm gonna have to go with Tyler.
Go with Tyler. I'm not mad at that. Okay, Tyler, the Creator goes on to the final round. Now, before we get into our final matchup, I want to take it back. When you were a young Rico, what was it like performing for a large crowd for the first time?
My first performance with a large crowd, I opened up at the Fillmore. My hometown. The same show where Tyler performed, all of that, that's the same venue, but this is like years later. I performed there. I opened up for 2 Chainz.
Wow.
They didn't know who the f I was. You ever lose something and think somebody stole it, but that shit in your hand?
Like we have your glasses on your head and you don't realize it?
That's what that show was like, because I was like so nervous. And it was for no reason at all.
Right.
Because like, them people, they did not give a f who was performing before 2 Chainz. I could have been Donkey and Shrek. Like, they did not know who was up there. So I'm literally just bouncing around having a good time. And they were very polite and they clapped and that was it. And when I got off stage, I felt like such an idiot because I put so much pressure on like my manager and me and like everybody, my hairstylist, my makeup artist. I'm like, oh my God, that's the biggest show of my life. It's like, no, they're there for 2 Chainz. But I did wind up selling out the Fillmore when I went on my own tour.
Right. So how's your live performance evolved since then?
I pray a lot.
Okay.
Whenever I start feeling those jittery feelings of like I can't do it or whatever, I pray. And I thank God for this opportunity to use my voice in the way that I do, and shit just be going right, honestly.
No doubt. All right, let's get into our championship round. Travis Scott versus Tyler, the Creator. This is for all the marbles. Last concert in the world right now. Who is Rico Nasty gonna go see?
Okay, I'm gonna go with Travis Scott. Only because I feel like if this is the last show ever, if this is the finale, these are the 2 best of the best up against each other.
Yes.
Tyler's gonna make fun of me for acting out the mosh pit. He's gonna call me out. I'm obnoxious. I love him. I'm gonna be like, Tyler, I love you. He's gonna be like, shut up. So to save myself the stress, the heartache, getting thrown out by security, I'm gonna just go with Travis Scott because I feel like I could get on stage with Travis. He'd be like, hey, like,
yeah.
Tyler's gonna be like, you got your sunglasses on and it's dark as shit in here. But okay, I'm gonna have to go with I'll go with Travis.
Well, there you have it, the greatest show on earth, according to Rico Nasty. Travis Scott is the best live performer in the game right now. All right, before we get out of here, Rico, looking back on this bracket, we didn't include you because you're the expert, but how far do you think you would have gotten?
I probably would have made it as far as Drake.
No doubt. And one more thing, Rico. I know Nightmare Vacation was released in December, but can fans look forward to some more music before the end of the year?
A whole other project. COVID really made shit difficult. You know, you can't really shoot videos, you can't really record unless you had a studio in your house. It just really made shit unnecessarily difficult. And I was working on Nightmare Vacation, and I'm just so happy that that shit is done and it's out. I love her. It was cool. But what I'm working on now is definitely more of like what I wanted to do, because I feel as like art should be in the moment. Like you shouldn't be dropping songs that are 2 years old.
Right.
I don't know. It's weird. So the new music though, you know, I got a lot of, I took my time with the next project that I'm working on. It's called RX. And I just, I feel like I'm trying to work with artists that show me love and people who are constantly like, Rico, I love you. Rico, you inspire me. And I just want to see what that's like in the studio with them, like, you know, mixing up the medicine.
Right. So who's on your wish list that we could get as far as collaborations? I'm sure Nicki Minaj is definitely up there, right?
I think Nicki Minaj is on everyone's wish list. I think Tyler is somebody who I'd love to work with. I want to work with Yachty again.
Okay.
It really catches me at random times. I hear a song, I'm like, wow, I really like this song. Like, I really like this vibe.
Yeah.
And he was like one of the first people to do a song with me. So I feel like my fans, like, it would be cool to see the growth between both of us on a song. I love Megan.
Right.
That's my pudding pop. And Flo Milli, we already have music together, but I just want to keep working. That's my love, my pudding pop. I love her too. Oh, you know who I really want to work with, but I don't know if it'll be like head ass, right? Because like it's a TikTok thing. But the girl Panthers, you know the girl who makes that song, it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I really like her. I think her and Doja should make a song.
I'm looking forward to that. Yo, I want to thank my guest Rico Nasty for joining us on this week's episode of Complex Brackets and helping us crown the best live performer in the game right now. What do you think? Jump in the comments and let us know. And make sure you check out the description below where you'll find a playable link to this exact bracket. Just make sure you share your results using the hashtag Complex Brackets on all social platforms. I'll catch y'all next week. I'm Brian B.Dot Miller. Brack up.